Steven Seagal month continues with this week's film, Submerged.
What a shame.
Is suicide. Steven Seagal, Submerged.
Submerged, also titled Ambien the Movie, follows the world's greatest mercenary, Steven Seagal, as he attempts to stop fashion designer Magatu from brainwashing soldiers to kill the Prime Minister of Malaysia. There is also a submarine in the movie, but that literally doesn't matter. Pop Tot, Submerged was your pick. What did you think of this lovely movie?
Yeah, wow. This I really gotta say, this movie.
I think you did it. I think you did it. I think you found a worse movie.
Mama Tot was like, "Why are you so angry?" And I'm like, because I think it's quite possible he picked one of the worst Steven Seagal movies there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an idiot.
This movie
No,
sucked.
I was gonna say. I mean, you just stole my thunder. But yeah, no, I was gonna say if
I don't know where, but they'll be coming here. The line must be drawn here.
if this movie did one thing well, it was to prove that there is a next rung under last week's pick.
It's
and I'm not kidding to all those listeners out there. I literally had to go take tension headache medicine.
Hey, Louis, float that radio boy.
my favorite word from the last review was it's insane. It's insane. This movie's insane. Do not watch this movie. Am I okay? Am I dying to have Steven Seagal have half-naked women rub up on him or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's insane. This is both insane and boring.
Been studying your work since boot camp. Thought you might be able to persuade her to join our happy team.
The movie's named Submerged because obviously the synopsis is that he's a mercenary or a military guy that was released from prison with his team.
Yes.
To basically destroy some sort of science lab that's in Uruguay, that's in a dam for some reason. And
let me ask you a question. What kind of damn fool you think I am? I'm still in prison.
The trailer alludes to you that's on a submarine, which, as most of you listeners know, it's near and dear to my heart. But I would say only about a third of the movie is on a submarine.
Yeah, I think it might be less. I think it's maybe 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. It's like by the time they got off, I was like, oh, we're done with the submarine.
We're done.
Okay.
So if you read what little trivia or data that's out there about this movie, the movie was written to be kind of like The Thing on a submarine. It was supposed to be like they stole the idea of how the thing left off, and it was supposed to be aliens on a submarine. And then Seagal came in and was like, no, I don't like any of this crap, and changed it his way. And up to the time of shooting, it was an unfinished script.
I actually think that idea was present while shooting. I think there is two different movies here running coincide. Even at one point, the bad guy, there's like 8 different bad guys in this movie. He says something to one of the agent chicks.
If it excites you.
Yeah, the thought of you excites me, only you never know what you might have picked up on this submarine.
During the submarine scene, various people are giving this like ominous face, like they're like something's going on. Very
deadpan look,
like The Thing. So I think this movie, the trivia is there, but I think it actually was going on while the movie was filming, much so that 90% of Seagal's dialogue is ADR'd.
Yes, ma'am. And as far as I'm concerned, it was mission accomplished. We went in there, destroyed the base, and took all the prisoners. Walking into a full-scale riot kind of gives us a good distraction. Down and out. They're beating on each other up in there.
One of the main characters is Dr. Susan Chapel, played by I think her name is Christine Adams. She's been in a lot of stuff. She's I've seen her in quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the last scene is everybody that's alive is kind of partying at a dinner table, and she stares off into space, and you hear on this music, and I'm like,
It's like a monkey trying to fuck a football now, really. This whole thing, it's just a fucking mess.
was this an alien plot or something? Because the movie was shifted obviously to mind control by this scientist, this Dr. Leader. Well, he was gone and everybody else was gone. So how does all of a sudden she's got this activated mind control in her? I don't know. It was
and it feels more noticeable too, because unlike last week's episode where you had 3 different Seagal openings in the first 5 minutes. Seagal doesn't make an appearance until 10 minutes in the movie.
It's actually, I timed it. It was 12 minutes and 14 seconds before he showed up with rock hard.
Oh, it's badass. It's the best part of the movie.
Guitar playing.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Like he was being introduced at WWE or something.
For that, you have all these kind of very low quality setups for this mind control BS, including the appearance of wonderful character actor who played Leapgot in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, Ross McCall.
Yeah, and then the...
Got a shitty feeling about this one, man.
Well, that puts me at ease, John Jesus.
Australian guy who's head of the Delta Force that also gets caught. He's like got an Australian accent, but he's supposed to be an American.
What about you? Get in touch with Kathy before we took off. They plowed him.
And they're wearing like Walmart fatigues. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
bad.
ever watch true crime dramas and they do recreations and the guys are wearing cop soldiers uniforms? It is very much the same thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Spike TV show with where they did the warriors against each other and then grab like the shitty fatigues to like represent like the Italians versus the Germans or something.
Right.
Like it's really dollar store.
So another recognizable face in here is William Hope. Many of us know as Lieutenant Gorman from Aliens.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they might turn out like some of your boys, Kody. Thorns in America's side.
As soon as I saw him, oh wow, maybe he'll give us something. No, he was horrible throughout the movie as well.
Oh yeah.
No, we had to kill her because you didn't understand how we do business down here.
The bad guy plot is, I was so confused, but then I was so disinterested that I was falling asleep.
And that's the problem. Because our newly elected president is no friend of big business.
What you mean, we, white boy?
Same.
Seagal, I love Seagal for all the wrong reasons. His delivery is so stilted. He talks like an alien.
Real fucked up, kind of bizarre combination of monkey shit. Yeah, now you owe me some good pussy. That this is all a result of you fucking me.
And all that's removed because he's dubbed over almost the entire movie.
It's either let them come for us or we go for them. This here's an intel report. Fletcher's already made contact with the new ambassador.
More than 3/4 of the scenes in which he is talking to the screen or talking to the person over the shoulder shot, it is not on the same set as the person he's talking to. And it's much like the last movie. Like, he can't be on set with the other actors or something because they either use stand-ins, body doubles, or he talks over their shoulders so you can't see who he's talking to. And it's just, there's no chemistry or bouncing off each other between the two actors.
I appreciate the heads up. What do you want me to do?
I need to take your place at the opera beside Sandro.
They are trying to set up very much like The Thing or Predator or even later on like a Suicide Squad of this like crazy ensemble, but the ensemble is so large.
The team intro.
Oh my God.
Because the rest of his team was in prison with him.
And they're going through all the names, and I literally said to myself, I'm never going to remember any of these. Sure enough, you don't care. You don't remember any of them. Nobody sticks out. The only one that does is Vinnie Jones.
You want to stay in jail and be butt-fucked for the rest of your life?
Forget out these shackles. You'll be butt-fucked, you cocksucking what motherfucker.
You're dead.
You're
dead.
Who's the only one that actually does anything kind of interesting. In fact, Vinnie Jones probably has the coolest scene in the movie, which is when he fights Leapgot from Band of Brothers. And a very cool, nitty-gritty brawl that ends up killing him.
Finish this.
Told him after he smashed his face, he's like, just end it, and he shot him.
Yeah.
So we've got embassies. There's an embassy that was 110 degrees, and all the embassy security shot each other in the Marines and killed the ambassador. Then that goes to some admiral letting Kody, which is Seagal's character, out of prison. He gets all the rest of his team. They go to Uruguay. They drop off Lieutenant Gorman, fake, and one of the most worst punk things. The helicopter flies away, leaves the bad guy. And they're like, he's like, well, he wasn't a bad guy. Well, guess what, fans? He was a bad guy.
Of course!
And then they somehow drop some of the guys off at a submarine, which they took over. Seagal's team goes to the dam. But by the time he gets to the dam, the scientist has betrayed his Uruguay army
and then he kills
protector,
him.
but leaves the soldiers behind.
I love the fuck out of cookies.
Seagal's team gets the soldiers, takes them back to the submarine. The soldiers have been brainwashed. They take over the submarine, even though they were one of the worst soldiers I've ever seen because they landed on the beach in an ambush. The submarine surfaces because the guys take it over, and somehow the admiral figures out that they can't let them surface because of mind control, which obviously lends credits to the aliens plot. So they bomb the submarine, or they launch like a Polaris nuclear missile at it for some reason. All the recorded shots of the aircraft carrier are of the USS Independence, which was decommissioned in 1998, like 7 years before this movie was even done. And so it didn't even have that kind of weaponry. I'm not even going to get into it. It just...
Nerd alert!
That kind of Navy shit just bothers me.
I've never been this angry in my entire life!
They get rescued. They're back in whatever country. Now there's a president of the country that's being... And the guy, the scientist is now working for the pharmacy company that's in this country, and the pharmacy's bad, and they all meet at the opera, and somehow Seagal convinces them for him to stand in as the ambassador and goes so he can get in the... Oh my God. It's giving you a tension headache just talking about it.
Yeah, it's not great.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
I mean, Shadow Man had a couple of great one-liners, just stupid stuff. This movie doesn't even have it. I honestly didn't really laugh outside of Seagal's incredible intro. I mean, it's shot a little bit more competent in ways. It looks like it might be on film instead of digital, but beyond that, it's so bad.
Looks like the hunt's gonna continue.
That's why I've decided to retire. Sandro thinks I'm taking care of his little political problems. That's just a diversion.
It's awful. I mean, it even starts off with the worst drone miniature ever. That's embarrassing.
So for those that know, a typical Predator drone is much larger. Have you ever been to, one of our fine museums of aviation? A Predator drone's wingspan is 49 feet.
Yeah.
They show this Predator drone kind of just like bobbling, and then this foreign jet pulls up like right next to it. You're like, wait, where's the wings?
Yeah, the editing is trash. The movie's trash. Don't watch it. Everybody's sweating and nobody's working hard.
Everybody's sweating.
It's awful. Don't watch it.
That's a good answer.
As usual on Lost and Found, we rate things by Lost, you leave it to the streaming black hole and completely ignore it. Found, you seek it out on a weekend or an afternoon watch and enjoy. 2000, I don't even give a shit. Submerged, Pop Tot, where are we putting it?
I stopped writing notes about halfway in because I looked and there was still like 45 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this for 45 minutes. It takes last week's movie and puts it up for a Golden Globe.
Yeah, it's bad in terms of just being forgettable. It's not bad funny. Oh, I can't believe it. It's just bad. I mean, Seagal.
It's a local technology-based company owned by a guy called Sandro.
Damn, that name just won't quit.
There's so many of these flash cut scenes and cutaways, and just for the sake of, I don't know what, it was just constant back and forth. And I'm not kidding you, folks. I had to get up and I had to take my tension headache medicine.
I'm very atypical when I watch movies. I have to be sitting still. I don't want phone or anything by me. I have to be focused. I actually had to get up and start doing chores. I was so bored. I was falling asleep.
For those that know him, that's pretty dramatic.
It's Ambien the movie. It's titled Ambien the movie somewhere. I was going to say we have our work cut out for us, but hopefully it gets better with our pick next week, which is still up. So please send us your recommendations for Seagal films. We have 2 more weeks left. Hopefully it's better than the 2 we've done. It can't get much worse. I never thought Shadow Man would be a masterpiece. But
it's only August 5th, folks. We're doing this all month.
This is brutal. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. It means the world to us. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your great aunt, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Tastes kind of like rabbit poop to me.